Hello and welcome back to FCUT Lifestyle Sunday 12 o'clock onwards, and we're talking about actually the SDGs. And previous video, there is the topic on SDG number 17, Partnership for the Goals. Then the second video is number 16, Peace, Justice, and Strong Institutions. And then now I will combine the SDG number 9 and number 10. And these four SDGs, SDG 9, 10, SDG 16, and 17, are the guidelines that I personally see as a way and also very useful to achieve moral governance and peaceful leadership. And it can serve as the preliminary discussion in our org dialogues that I disseminated the information and inviting everyone in the all sectors, whatever is your sector, that I wasn't able to mention in the invites, please let me know, because it is our way of knowing what is happening right now in your country, and after this pandemic, how do we really recover during this pandemic? How do we make ends meet and build back better? So the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals also is a preliminary discussion in order for us to see where we are going. Is there a way for us to really unite each other, not only spiritually through prayers, which we've been doing in the Peace Vigil program since 2011, but also in social development, economic development, political development in a way, in per se, okay, globally, in order for us to achieve this world peace. Because as we believe in the Peace Vigil program, that it's a combination of both spirituality and humanity. So spirituality through prayers and humanity through actions, and to achieve the needs, the needs of human development. And of course, the humanity is a very complex topic. Of course, very complex. It requires complex solution, innovative, and but the solutions must be attainable. So we can do that by knowing what is happening on the ground, actual experiences before and during this pandemic, and what lies ahead. So I am inviting you personally to join us in the org dialogues, either as a co-host organizer or as patron guest speaker of your organization, as an active reactor, or and then a sensible reactor and an active participant. Okay, so let's talk about now the number 9 and number 10. And as I mentioned a while ago, also, we're doing this because on the Peace Vigil program, we have these solutions to end terrorism. And we see the SDGs as solutions to it. Okay, number 9 is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. And the objective is to build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. So number 1 for the number 9 SDG is to develop quality, reliable, sustainable, and resilient infrastructure. including regional and trans-border infrastructure to support economic development and human well-being, with a focus on affordable and equitable access for all. Okay? Number 2 is to promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization. And by 2030, significantly raise industry's share of employment and gross domestic product in line with national circumstances and double its share in least developed countries. And then number 3, to increase the access of small-scale industrial and other enterprises, in particular in developing countries, to financial services including affordable credit and their integration into value chains and markets. Number 4, by 2030, upgrade infrastructure and retrofit industries to make them sustainable with increased resource use efficiency and greater adoption of clean and environmentally sound technologies and industrial processes, with all countries taking action in accordance with their respective capabilities. Number 5 is to enhance scientific research, upgrade the technological capabilities of industrial sectors in all countries, in particular in developing countries, including by 2030 encouraging innovation and substantially increasing the number of research and development workers per 1 million people, and public and private research and development spending. Under that number 9, because under that category, letter A is to facilitate sustainable and resilient infrastructure development in developing countries through enhanced financial, technological, and technical support to African countries, less developed countries, landlocked developing countries, and small island developing states. And then letter B, under number 9, support domestic technology development, research, and innovation in developing countries, including by ensuring a conducive policy environment for inter alia industrial diversification and value addition to commodities. And letter C, significantly increase access to information and communications technology and strive to provide universal and affordable access to the internet in least developed countries. Actually, the target for this by 2020, and I think we are already achieving that. So if not, please let me know in the message, and we can discuss more of this so that we'll also know what is happening and what is going on, if this is being, if the targets are being achieved, and what are the status as of now in your area, in your country, and in your concerns, in your sectors. Okay. Number 10, SDG is called Reduce Inequality and among countries. Okay. So it's also our solution, no, to end terrorism. So what is that number 10? Reduce inequality. Okay, as a guide, no, as a guide to achieve moral governance and peaceful leadership. So using these guidelines, how can we actually achieve that? And if you agree with this, and if you have adverse reactions, or if you have recommendations, and if you find that there are still lacking pointers that needs to needs to be discussed and that we need to put in because it's not yet here. So let us know by participating in the org dialogues. Okay. So under reduce inequality, number 1, by 2030, progressively achieve and sustain income growth of the bottom 40% of the population at a rate higher than the national average. Number 2, by 2030, empower and promote the social, economic, and political inclusion of all, irrespective of age, sex, disability, race, ethnicity, origin, religion, or economic or other status. Number 3, ensure equal opportunity and reduce inequalities of outcome, including by eliminating discriminatory laws, policies, and practices, and promoting appropriate legislation, policies, and action in this regard. Okay. Number 4 is to adopt policies, especially fiscal, wage, and social protection policies, and progressively achieve greater equality. Number 5, improve the regulation and monitoring of global financial markets and institutions and strengthen the implementation of such regulations. Number 6, ensure enhanced representation and voice for developing countries in decision-making in global, international, economic, and financial institutions in order to deliver more effective, credible, accountable, and legitimate institutions. Number 7, to facilitate orderly, safe, regular, and responsible migration and mobility of people, including through the implementation of planned and well-managed migration policies. Okay, under number 7, letter A, is to implement the principle of special and differential treatment for developing countries. In particular, list developed countries in accordance with World Trade Organization agreements. Letter B, under number 7, is to encourage official development assistance and financial flows, including foreign direct investment to states where the need is greatest. In particular, list developed countries, African countries, small island developing states, and landlocked developing countries in accordance with their national plans and programs. And then letter C under number 7, by 2030, reduce to less than 3% the transaction cost of migrant remittances and eliminate remittance corridors with costs higher than 5%. So, those are the details, pointers of the SDGs under number 9. This is number 10, and the previous one is under number 9. Okay. So, again, I will repeat. Number 10 is called Reduce Inequality within and among countries. That is of the objective. And to my own analysis of the SDG, it is a solution to end terrorism. And then number 9 is the industry, innovation, and infrastructure by building resilient infrastructure, promoting inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. So this SDG Talk series focuses on these two SDG, and then the previous video talked about number 17, the partnership to achieve the goal, And then the other video talks about the peace and justice strong institutions. So four SDGs can serve as a background info for the moral governance and peaceful leadership online recovery and goals dialogues that we are trying to put up with the different sectors and multi-sectoral, so that we would know your own opinion, your own reactions, your own actions, your feedback, and your own guidelines also on how we can actually achieve moral governance and peaceful leadership. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And for any more questions, reactions, you can message me directly through this page and also to my other account on Facebook, which you can see because I will be sharing this video within the week. Okay, so FCAT, if I just give you an info, is about food, culture, arts, and technology. And it's a TV show that started in 2010. Okay, there are two TV shows. The other one was Wellness Pilipinas. Okay, so the FCAT is a spin-off from the Wellness Pilipinas to focus on climate change. And during that time, I talk about the development of cities who are coping up to the changing climate, to the effects of the changing climate. Now, FCAT developed into a more structured form as it supports the Sustainable Development Goals in achieving that peace innovation, meaning we innovate the peace aside from the usual traditional peace as we see it through the innovations in our own lifestyle, in our food, culture, arts, and technology. That's why this SDG talks is about our lifestyle. And then eventually we will do that as we apply how to do it literally, directly in our own day-to-day activities. But for now, for the sake of having a background info for the org dialogues, we will have the succeeding SDG series talks. And the next SDG will talk about other sustainable development goals. And then we call it now the global goals. So see you again next time, next Sunday for another edition. And keep in touch and continue thinking, continue exploring, because don't be afraid to take a risk of giving out new ideas, new solutions, because that is actually one way for us to innovate our mindset. And maybe you hold the key, you hold a solution to the problem. So don't be afraid, be confident to share it and talk about it and join the org dialogue. So see you and thank you and keep safe always. God bless you.